So cars making their way into the circuit right now, of course, are DOE Formula V, and a big battle expected between these guys. And they always put on a spectacular show. It's kind of what we call the four-wheeled superbikes. And Dave was down in pit lane earlier this morning to catch up with the top contenders here in the DOE Formula Vs.
The next up is probably going to be the race of the day. Thanks for that, Greg. And we're looking forward to a great race from the Formula V category, national category here in PE today. So let's kick off with our press conference, going straight over with Theo Vermaak. Theo, you're kind of getting really involved behind the scenes, bringing sponsors in, that type of thing. Just tell us your involvement right now.
Well, involvement, I'm currently chairman and the leader of our sponsorship team. We have got DOE in the back here, which is our main sponsor for the year, Start My Car, and First Race and Bridgestone on track this year, and hopefully next year as well.
Well, that's fantastic, and I'm glad you're doing all this because it just raises the professionalism a little bit. Let's cross over then to our association leader, MD Bester. No swearing, please. MD, looking forward to a great day.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great day. I've got Vaughan that's running in second, so I don't think that's going to be too much trouble, and he's a teammate, so we're going to do a multi-21 on him.
Looking forward to that one as well. Sure. Well, good luck today. Our leader of the national championship, Gert, who's been around since when the Dead Sea was just sick. Gert, so, yeah, I see that. Looking forward to another challenging race because this track always produces great racing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome race. We've got a couple of fast guys here, fast guys back. So this track always lends itself to some awesome slipstreaming battles. So yeah, we can't wait. I think it's going to be magnificent. And these guys, Theo and them, have been doing an awesome job with the sponsorship. So yeah, Formula's growing. Looking forward to it.
Good luck to all you guys, and we'll see you later on.
Let's see them right now. They're on track, ready to go. And as Dave said, I hope we hyped it up because this is usually the best race of the day. These guys hold nothing back, and in these windy conditions, these Vs are going to be pushed hard for trying to stay on track and trying to stay upright on track as well. Locking wheels in windy conditions can end up in tears. It's Lendl Janssen and Gert van den Berg on the front row. Peter Hills and Lucian Ramchanda on the second. MD Bester and Brandon Hills, Sean van der Linde and Vaughan Hills. And then Theo Vermaak, the man we've just chatted to there, making up the fifth row of the grid alongside Albertijn Pienaar. We are under starters orders. The 1 minute board is up. The fastest 1 minute in your life changes to 30 seconds. The fastest 30 seconds in your life changes to 5. And the lights are about to go on, and we're going racing for DOE Start My Car Formula Vs. They're on Bridgestone tyres, and those tyres are going to be pushed hard as they get off the line down towards turn 1. Fantastic start coming out of Peter Hills by the looks of things, rocking that brand new helmet he got given for his birthday, and looks like it's paying off big dividends for him as he heads into turn 1, possibly in the lead with the whole shot over Lendl Janssen. As they peel through into turn 1, you can see them just trying to sort things out. We'll pick them up into turn 2, the Schaeffler S's, and see exactly who's who in the zoo. And out front you can see they've sorted it out very nicely. It is Hills ahead of Janssen. And you've got the number 1 car there of Lucian Ramchanda looking to try and retain that number 1 plate again. He's had a couple of offs this year, unfortunately, and some DNFs due to injuries and all sorts of things that have happened in his life through this year. So he's not quite on the front end of the championship battle. But remember, he became the first man of colour to take a victory in this championship. And a fantastic effort there from him as he tries to do everything he can now in his Liqui Moly-sponsored Formula V, sitting in third place as they went through the sweep. Behind him, it's the Hills boys, and they're lining up thick and fast. Vermaak is there as well, and looking for a chance to close things down. But Brandon Hills and Vaughan Hills with Sean van der Linde in the mix there too. It's basically the Mangaza guys all together there. You can see all 3 cars almost line astern and flying that flag high for the team as they go across the line and complete the first lap in anger. 10 laps of race action coming your way. That's how it stands as they cross the line. Van den Berg, Janssen and Ramchanda. Hills, Bester and Hills. Van der Linde, Hills and Vermaak, and as I said, Marcel Bluchnoot just squeezing through there on Josef Kotza to get through into what is now the top 10. Roy Douglas just behind that, Ernie Vermaak, Dave Austin, Albertijn Pienaar dropping back dramatically from his grid position. So it looks like just taking a little bit of strain here. And oh, the 112's out of shape there. Marcel Bluchnoot into the flowers as well. It's a turn 1 again. I said turn 1's going to be a bit tricky today, and it certainly has caught a couple of guys out. Leader of Volkswagen Challenge only a couple of race laps ago. And now 112 drops right to the back of the field. Marcel Bluchnoot dropping to the back of the field of 17 cars. As they come through into the sweep again. This is Sean van der Linde trying to close things down. The Eddie Irvine-esque colours there of Van der Linde. And he slowly but surely locks in on the 2 cars ahead of him, the Mongaza cars there of Hills and Bester. MD Bester and Brandon Hills have had some great battles in the past. Big battle expected now, as you can see things starting to heat up. Those Bridgestone tyres are now up to optimum temperature as they head towards turn 1. Gert van den Berg leading things out. Peter Hills has dropped back ever so slightly, so a bit of a change up there between those 2 boys in the team. And it's Lionel Janssen who... Oh, out of shape, and there's a little tag! Oh, is that MD? I think it is. Yes, MD Bester got it out of shape there, out of turn 1. And he just got tagged, I think, by Sean van der Linde. I don't know if van der Linde was able to survive that. No, he hasn't. Van der Linde's in the background. You can see Van der Linde with some problems in the bright green and pink car. And MD Bester just slipped out and skidded in front of him. There was really nowhere to go for Sean van der Linde. And he was very lucky to avoid. But what a start there. Sure, that was very lucky. Let's have a look at that if we can, Paul. Here they go into turn 1. There it is. Inside line from Brandon Hills. He goes through. MD Best is completely out of shape. But watch for the tag. Bang. Back wheels locking there. And unfortunately, looks like it might have caught Sean van der Linde out. I think van der Linde might have a bit of a problem. We'll wait and see if he's able to cross the line again. But I did see him stricken on the sideline just on the exit of turn 1. And I don't know if he got going again. So Gert van den Berg leads out. Lionel Janssen, Peter Hills and Lucian Ramchanda. And that's how they head down towards turn 1 again. First 4 relatively evenly matched on lap times. You can see them all into the 109s and 108s now. In fact, the 108 there coming out of both Janssen and Hills. One of the quickest 2 laps we've seen out of those 2 cars in a while. And closing the gap down now onto... there you see Van der Linde dropping by the wayside, unfortunately. So it is Sean van der Linde who has had some battle scars now after that tag. He tried to avoid the spinning car. It was literally back wheels tagging each other as they came together. And it looks like it has cost him dearly. Van den Berg now under pressure big time from Lendl Janssen. Janssen now looking for a way through there on the Bull security car. Absolutely amazing stuff there. The Start My Car boys are at the front end. But Gert van den Berg is just hanging on for now. Can he keep it all together for the next couple of laps? Or is there going to be an attack here from Lendl Janssen from the Bull security side of things, or even from the Mangaza car coming from the background in Peter Hills? 108.9s from both Hills and Janssen on the last passes. 108.6 out of Peter Hills now. He is absolutely hauling. There's a 3-time Formula V champion, multiple SA motocross champion in his own right as well. So with some big titles behind his name in the past, Peter Hills knows exactly what to do to get his Formula V back to the front and back into the fight there for first place with Van den Berg and Janssen. Vaughan Hills and Brandon Hills. Brandon Hills particularly very lucky to avoid the spinning MD Bester. Further back there, that's 14, Theo Vermaak closing down on Douglas. Roy Douglas just keeping out Theo Vermaak for now. Great little fight between those two as well. That's for 8th and 9th place. Or 9th place, I should say. 9th at the moment is the 53 car of Roy Douglas. There is Van der Linde. He's back on track, but he's just outside the top 10. Closing down on 10th place, Theo Vermaak. So maybe the damage wasn't as bad as what he thought. Just took him a while to get back on track. Liquimoli number 1, that is Lucian Ramchanda in 4th place. He's used Peter Hills and has been drawn with him. Both of them in the 108.8s, 108.6s and 7s coming out of Peter Hills. 108.5 now out of Lucian Ramchanda. One of the fastest laps of the race there going to Ramchanda. And not a bad start to the day's proceedings. In fact, I think that might be the fastest lap. It is the fastest lap of the race going to Ramchanda now in 4th place. So he hangs on rapidly at the moment, closing things down on Peter Hills, on Lionel Janssen and on Gert van den Berg, your race leader. Van den Berg is just maintaining and controlling so well. Douglas now about to be caught. Looks like Roy Douglas might have had a bit of a problem though, because he's lost some ground to Theo Vermaak, who was battling with earlier on. He runs high and wide into turn 1, so that car not going as well as what it was earlier. Looks like Sean van der Linde, whatever the issue on his car was, or whatever battle scars he thought he might have, seems to have got them sorted out, and he's driving around the problem, if anything. He's hanging on for a possibility of maybe 5th or 6th place if he can get through the rest of the pack. Janssen is on the attack. Lendl Janssen all of a sudden applying a little bit more pressure than what he has been all race long. And he's now looking for a chance to get through there on Gert van den Berg. 4 laps to go. Van den Berg, 108.6, 108.4 from Janssen, and that's why he goes around the outside into turn 1. Oh, he's good on the brakes and he makes it stick. That's a huge move there from Lendl Janssen. Lendl Janssen just doing everything right there to ensure that he got to the front of this fight. And now that he's got there, can he get away? He wants to get away because I think he realized how fast Hills and Ramchundra were coming. A 1:08.4, fastest lap of the race there for him. In fact, no. Lucian Ramchundra goes and matches him on the exact same lap to a 1:08.3. So Ramchundra now ticking off the fast laps to get into the mix. He wants a chance if he can to get to the head of this race, there's no doubt. And if he can get through on Hills and on Gert van den Berg, he can do just that. Under braking towards Dunlop they go. The Bridgestone tyres now are definitely working to perfection. And as they come across the line, Ramchundra closes down on Hills. Let's see if there's going to be a change up in those lap times again. Lendl Janssen goes quickest this time. And fastest lap of the race to Janssen, a 1:08.2. But look at the match there from Gert van den Berg under braking. 1:08.6 was his lap time, but he's just matching him under braking and acceleration. So there's a big fight on here between these guys. Absolutely brilliant stuff for Formula V's. As we said, kind of expected this type of a fight. They hardly ever disappoint in terms of action that they supply. With the amount of close racing that happens here in DOE and Start My Car Formula V. Up into turn 5 and very, very late braking coming out of Ramchundra. He has a look to try and squeeze through, can't get there just yet on Hills. Peter Hills is just keeping out the intentions there from Lucian Ramchundra, but can't be much longer because Ramchundra just keeps that pressure on all the time. And guys are racing in third place. DOE car in second, Liqui in fourth, and leading things out is the Bull security machine of Lendl Janssen. Look at him trying to take evasive action across the line as well. Once again he goes quicker, even quicker. 1/10 up on his previous best. 1:08.130 from Lendl Janssen. Fastest lap of the race, and we're into lap 8. We've got 2 to go. Looks like these Bridgestones come in the latter part of the race, and they're able to get the best out of them from about lap 6. And now head up through the sweep. Hanger up towards the hairpin. Ramchundra has a look on the inside. Oh, he's good. He's good on the brakes. Is he going to get through there on Hills? Hills has to give him some room. Just gives him enough room to get through there, but they're still side by side. He hasn't given up the race yet, and he hasn't given up the position as they head into Chevy. Outside of Chevy might be a little bit dirty, and he might feel the effects and lack of traction out there, which is why he's slotted back in. Now comes up to have a go into the final corner. And superb stuff. Side by side again from Ramchundra as he forces Hills onto the dirt. Oh, big move there from Ramchundra, forcing Peter Hills onto the dirt, and here comes Brandon Hills along for the ride to catch up as they start the final lap. He squeezes through and gets ahead, and Brandon Hills now ahead of Peter Hills. Ramchundra still in third place, but that was a bit of a strong move there from him to get through. He made it stick, and he now tries to hang on to the end of the race and the possibility of third place. Or is the 33 car going to come through there and spoil his day and put the 33 into third? Brandon Hills will definitely want to try that if he can. Lendl Janssen hangs on for the lead right now. How much longer has Gert van den Berg got, or has he got any answer here to Lendl Janssen? Janssen at this stage is basically controlling things. Hills would love to return the favour, but he's too far back. You'll have to leave it to Brandon Hills to try and do something about Ramchundra if he can into the final corner. Coming up, the flag will be on standby. It's going to be Lendl Janssen this time who's going to win things out. He's worked hard for this one. He missed out on a few occasions at the last couple of events, and he comes to the line to eventually take the first race win in DOE and Start My Car Formula V's. Great effort from Gert van den Berg, and you can see there on the sideline Lucian's dad saying well done to him for third place. Brandon Hills in 4, 5 is Peter Hills, 6 is Vaughan Hills. So 4, 5 and 6 led out by the Hills boys. Looks like a recovery there from MD Bester. Yes, he eventually got back on track, and after that big spin finished up in 7th. So it's literally Mangaza racing from 4th down to 8th. And that was superb stuff. There is confirmation unofficially of the results. Janssen from Van den Berg. Then it's Ramchundra, Hills, And Bester ahead of Josef Kotzer and Theo Vermaak. Sean van der Linde also recovered nicely for 10th, beating out Roy Douglas for 11th. And then it was Marcel Bluchnout, Ernie Vermaak, Dave Austin, Albertine Pienaar and Henk van der Berg making up the rest of the pack of cars out there. So fantastic racing from DOE Formula V's. So before we get into the next part of the day's proceeding, let's catch up with race 1 winner from the DOE Formula V's, Lendl Janssen.
Lendl, Janssen, talk me through your race. How was it out there?
Yeah, no, that was quite fun, I have to say. I seemed to have a little bit of pace over the rest of the field this weekend, so I was honestly just hoping for a clean race. I stopped at the start a little bit, but managed to recover eventually. Gert's always a clean driver. So yeah, it was actually a pretty clean race from the two of us.